Rico, in your opinion, tell me about family values. So what does that definitely mean to you?
That's that's the backbone of your foundation. All right. So I mean, where it all started from was from family, and so it's very important to me that I stay close to them. So going back home for me after being up here for 9 years here in Tuscaloosa and Huntsville, going back home, being able to be around family and childhood friends to really be able to clear your mind, be able to clear your mind and let everything go, and you pretty much somewhat forget to be able to refocus yourself, and it took a cousin of mine to say, Rico, why did you want to go be a substitute teacher? And it's like, wow, okay, maybe that is the direction I need to go, and literally, time I do that, things clicked, and now that's my present. And it's crazy how things took off once I did that. It's crazy. For my alma mater, going back to being a sub there, becoming the PE teacher, becoming a coach, becoming the assistant athletic director, it just seemed like I knew then I made the right decision. And it came from family. That idea came from a cousin of mine. So I think the values, family values, and having a support system is very valuable to a person.
Tell me the importance of HBCUs, in your opinion.
Here we go. So my opinions on how important they are. I do think they have a certain value to us as blacks. Granted that we couldn't go to school, so for us to get a higher education, we had to go. We had to go to HBCU. So coming up now, when everybody wants to go to Division I programs, your Alabama, your Florida States, it sucks that our HBCU just can't compete. And literally, if they could, all blacks would go to HBCU. And for those reasons that they can't compete, we don't take full advantage of our HBCUs. So, but is it great to know that they're there? That I can if I need to just get around people like me, and I have a place to go. So a lot of people can't, like me. I didn't grow up in a diverse school. My school was 99.9% black. Still is to this day. So it was great. It was good, very important to me, being able to be a Stillman and be around 99.9% black kids. And you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable in your skin. So in some cases, that's all people know, and that's what they feel comfortable with. So they go to HBCUs, just to be comfortable and be able to cope with the things and they're comfortable going to college. So they are very important for us as a black community, having our kids somewhere for them to go and be comfortable.
A lot of people call you a teacher, a mentor, a coach, a leader. In your opinion, are any of those titles different? And if they are not, how do you definitely lead by a coach by example?
Yeah, you just said all those titles. Didn't think I had all those titles, so I really do. So and so to answer your question, they're all the same. They're literally all the same. As a PE teacher, I mentor my students, not just in athletics, because as a PE teacher, for whatever reason, kids tell you everything. I'm not sure they do with the other teachers, but I get told everything. So it is at that time and at those times where basically they're looking for guidance. They're looking for the right way to go about this situation, whatever. I know about relationship problems. I know about something got going at home, what's going out in the streets. They're talking to you and they're looking for guidance. Same as my players that might not have that father figure in their life. You are that male representation for them. They're with you or they're with me 5 days out of the week, for 8+ hours out of the day. So they are looking for that male guy. They're looking for you to show them what it means to be and how to be a man. And as a coach, the same thing. So they're all one and the same. You don't take nothing from the other. So they're all in the same, man. And it's all about teaching our kids. And I think that's the problem we have now. so many people just stray away from teaching, you know. So we have to teach. We have to show them how we've got. I'm 33 years old. I got to show them how I got to be 33 by being a role model, by talking, by looking through my actions, and they see what I'm saying. They can see the truth in my actions, you know. So not just being able to talk about it, but being able to show it. So I mentor everybody, not just my football kids, my students, any kid or any person I come in contact with. Man, I'm just gonna be. I'm mentoring. I'm mentoring. I'm leading. And I'm teaching.
From a coach's standpoint, and in your life, has there been a coach or mentor that is giving you advice, good or bad, that had you contemplating on making the right decision for yourself?
I'm big on respect. I'm big on action. So in so many words, you don't have to say, I can see your actions. So through some coaches that I've experienced and had to deal with in my career, I've seen their actions and wasn't pleased with the actions. It didn't line up with the things you were saying to me as a player and as that head figure or head coach to say, this is what it means to be a man. So with that being said, I've seen what not to do. I've seen, how to. So if I do what he's doing, I'm end up like that, and that's not where I want to be. So, but again, that comes from being your own person too as well. You have to be able to be your own person, not be somebody who somebody told you to be. So the advice is given, but you're supposed to take as the person that's receiving the advice or paying attention to the lesson. You take what you need from it. You take what you need from it to make your own decision to better yourself. Yeah.
If we did a movie or book about you, what would be the title of that movie or book and the developments behind it?
It would have to be Perseverance. The name of the book or movie would have to be Perseverance. My life has been nothing short of hard. Not maybe physical, but definitely a lot mental. A lot of things going up and down. Nothing just seems to go on the straight and narrow. It's been nothing but curves and bumps in it. And I think being born the way I've been born with 4 fingers on the right hand, a lot of people probably would have quit. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to fight through, so I definitely give God all the glory for him giving me that drive. I thank God for my parents who put that drive in me. So it's just reinforced on all angles. So when things got hard for me, I was able to persevere through, no matter what the situation was, whether it was dealing with kids, whether it was dealing with adults, whether it was dealing with school, or just life in general. I have had that mentality to persevere through, so to fight through. So that title, Perseverance, it would be epic.
Your younger self and your teenager are watching this video right about now. What would you tell them if they were contemplating and following in your footsteps for the future?
I would tell the young Rico, be patient. Be patient. I remember as a kid, I just could not wait to be 18. Can't wait to be grown. Get out of my mouth. I would tell them be patient. Stay a kid. Life is nothing to play with. Life is everything they tell you about how hard it is. And everything falls in. So I would tell young Rico to be patient. My teenager, handle your business. Handle your business. When I look back on some things I should have done different, and that's what it falls down to. Handle your business first. then we can go ahead and do this. And I think there's a lot of situations, especially when it comes to me personally, test taking and knocking that out of the way. Just didn't handle my business. So I would tell young Rico, you're on the right track. I mean, well, teenage Rico, you're on the right track. You're almost there. Just handle this business first, and we're gonna be able to enjoy the rest of it. So, yeah, young Rico, patient. Teenage Rico, handle your business.
How important to you to make a great investment into someone or something to be the next levelism in the future?
Okay. So, I've thought about this already, as pertaining to me being a coach. And we all want to make that big dollar. Let's not get it twisted. You got coaches out here making millions of dollars. Nick Saban making millions of dollars. You got NFL coaches making millions of dollars. So it's like, how do I get to that level? Right? How do I get to that level? And some coaches go about it the wrong way. They put the focus on themselves, right? Because they want to make it. Me personally, and we at Reigns High School, we value and invest in the child, in the kid. If you invest in children, see them grow, people are going to want to know where you learned this from, who taught you this, who's giving you guidance, and it always comes back to the coach. So I found it in my biggest interest to invest in the student. Does that mean going out of my way to do things? Yes. I've had to drive one of my football players away to North Carolina. We played a game on that Friday. After the game, hop in the car, rode way to North Carolina, Wake Forest University, just so he can be seen. Had nothing to do with me. It's all for him. I've gotten up on Saturdays to go tutor kids at my high school because the kids, I have some football players and some of my students that need help. They need to help. Invest in the kid. Invest in others other than yourself. And it comes back to you tenfold. It comes back to you tenfold. So it's important to me to see my kids do great. I had a kid, 2 kids in the NFL draft this year. NFL draft. Solomon McKinley and Michael Pickett. One's from Georgia, one's from University of Miami. And it's always great. But what do they come back to? Time they got drafted, came right back home. And you want to hug the high school coach for investing in them. So like I said, hey man, just bring me to a game. just bring me to a game. So and that's more enjoyable than any amount of money. Seeing them kids go off and do, and you see what you put into them, and they're going out doing exactly what they want to do, man. This is a humble feeling that is undescribable.
What is the misconception that people thinks about you?
Oh man, I guess that I'm just this mean big bully. Granted, I've always had big arms, been this buff guy, walking around the high school, got to college. I think I got into a fight when I was it was a football fight though, but it went around the school. So people probably would say I have this bad attitude because I keep a straight face on me, and I'm not very. At that time, I wasn't very sociable. I didn't really talk to people. I was just focused. I was just focused on the task at hand. I was trying to be about my business. I was just living for a reason. So in high school, I had to learn to be tough in a sense of saying, so people would leave me alone. Growing up with 4 fingers, did get picked on a lot. It was sports that kind of helped with that because I was good in sports, so people kind of just, saw me as one. But, I learned to be tough. I wanted muscles, so people would be like, oh, I'm scared of him. In a sense. So, but me personally, I'm goofy. I like to laugh, man. I like to have fun, and good, clean fun is what I call it. I like to have good, clean fun. The misconception about me, I probably would say that I'm just this overprotective and straight egotistical guy, but I'm not. I'm a real down-to-earth guy. I get along with anybody. I get along with anybody. You give me 2 minutes, I promise you, you know, you'll want to come back and hang out with me again.
From transition to high school, to Stillman College, to adulthood in the workforce, was it easy from transitioning? You know, because once again, you were a football player, and as a football player, a lot of people are expecting you to just drop into the pros with a snap of the finger. Give us that transition.
Ooh, not a good one. It's not easy when you build your life around being a football player, then athlete. High school, man, you know, get to college. College might not go as how I had it in my head, but when it was over, what's next? And you know, you literally sit down and try to find out what's next, because you don't know. And then when that time comes around where it's like, what was I doing this time last year? Oh, I was training. I was getting ready for football camp. And now football camp team, but you done, because your time is up. What do you do, man? And you're literally lost. You're literally lost, man. I remember my teammate coming to sit on the porch with me. He was like, man, I just don't know what to do. And you know, we were forced to go get a job because, of course, by this time you have your own apartment, you got bills, you got to pay. So, I mean, you got to get a job. So you know that for a fact. You got to get some money. You got to go get some money. So you go get a job, man, but you're just never truly satisfied. You know, you feel like you're missing out on something. You know, people been working, you like, man, you do this for a living. I don't. This is not who I am. I'm a football player. That's what I am. So it took me a while to get adjusted to saying, calling myself a regular person again. I'm not an athlete no more. You know, I'm just a regular guy, having to get up, go to work, and pay my bills. Oh man, that was hard. That was hard to accept. But it does. You do find yourself, and I did. It just takes a while. That's not an easy process. Some might can get over it, you know, depending on how serious you were the game, how serious you took it. You know, it takes a while. I have no time frame I can give you. You know, it depends on you as a person. You know, when that time comes and you're able to get over that hump to find out your next journey. Find your next journey in life, man. It sucks. It sucks big time.
In today's athletics that you've seen through the years, young athletes feel they are privileged, or they feel that they should not have to struggle as much or pay their dues. They figure that they have the talent, they should just walk on. I should get a scholarship. I should just go to the pros. In their mind, they figure that that's the road regardless. Is there some truth in that, Coach?
No. Michael Jordan is is probably my favorite athlete. You know, not just because he's the GOAT basketball, and you know, of course I wear his shoes all the time, but the story of him. He didn't get picked in his high school basketball team. That drove him. Meaning, I gotta go to work. You know, so make sure I make it. I get to college. He gets to North Carolina, and the coach doesn't put him on the front page of the Sports Illustrated because he's not even picked. That drove him to work harder, and he ends up shooting the game-winning shot to win the championship. He gets to the Bulls. When the Bulls were at their lowest, the Bulls was not even thinking about being a franchise anymore. He gets there and tells himself that when I'm done, the Bulls will be a top-tier organization, and you win 6. Everything about his life is driven behind defeat, and he works. We couldn't pick the Pistons and get past the Pistons and playoff. He went to work in the gym. We're talking about the greatest ever. He went to work. It took him to lose to the Pistons every year for him to start lifting weights. Because he says, I gotta get my body ready. I gotta get ready for this battle. And with that, if you look at his story, nothing came easy. Nothing came easy. Michael Jordan worked to be the GOAT. He went through everything, man. As father getting murdered. You see what I'm saying? Everything and it drove him. It drove him. It became fire in his gut to push himself harder. You know, not the easy road. Not because I'm good. I got it like that. No, we got to go to work. We got to go to work. So I use that as my kids. Cause I have some. We have to give them a taste of that humble pie, is what we call it. You know, so nothing in this world comes easy. And I would be doing you an injustice if I made you feel that way. If I allowed you to go about it, I would be doing you an injustice. I wouldn't be preparing you for life as a man. To put you in this world thinking, oh, it's just easy. Because it's not. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. So you got to grind to get it. You got to go hard. You got to put the work in. You know, we tell all our kids, well, I'm fortunate to win 2 state championships as a coach. But that journey started in the spring for the fall season. That journey started in the spring on the track, in the weight room, on the track, in the weight room, before even picking up a football. You see, putting the work in, You have to put that work in.
The pandemic. In today's world, you see hashtag Black Lives Matter, police brutality, cops going against unarmed African American male and women. As a mentor, as a coach, how do you continue your legacy with everything else going around and tell the next generation or give them some type of words of advice to prepare, to be strong, to be that king, to be that leader?
Definitely tough. You know, because you have your own personal beliefs in with all this going on as well, but you don't want to steer the child wrong. And again, we're building men. So I tell my kids with this going on, be smart in what you got going on. You know, I'm not going to pandemic. You know, pretty much you've been staying in the house, but I get you a kid. You want to get outside. You want to have a little fun. You have the right because you're a child. You're supposed to. But as my brother-in-law would always tell me, you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart in everything you do. You gotta be smart in everything you do. So when I'm telling my kids talk to them about Black Lives Matter, I'm talking to them about being a black man. You know, you're born with 2 strikes on you. You're a man and you're black. So what you do in this world, you have to be smart. You have to think it all through first. You have to. It's just about being black. It's because you're black that we have to stop and think first. You know, is it fair? No, not at all. But as a grown man, we understand that life isn't fair. So I tell them that it's not fair. You're cursed just from the day you was born. You know, so be smart. That's literally at this time. That's the only encouraging word you can give them, and the only thing you can say to them, because you know they're going to go outside. You know they're going to go hang out. You know they're going to do. Be smart, because I want to see you back here. You know, for practice. Or I want to see you 10 years from now coming back. You know, you have to be smart. You just have to be smart. It's a pandemic. Be safe. Be safe. It ain't worth it. Going out to this party. Right now, it just ain't worth it, because I want to see you back here in practice. I don't want to come to the hospital or hear about you at the hospital, you know, on your deathbed. You know, I want to see. So, but it all boils down to the kid being smart. You know, being able to think for themselves. Because I can't be with you 24/7. Parents can't be with you 24/7. So you have to take the responsibility and ownership of yourself and be smart.
Your thoughts about police brutality. Your thoughts about what happened in Michigan, what happened in Georgia, what happened in Texas, when you have police are attacking African American men for no reason at all.
It's hard to even think about all this without just not necessarily feeling sad, but feeling angry, being angry inside. You know, and I've always said, I said this day was going to come, that we will retaliate as blacks because, you know, I feel like the nicest person, if I poke at you long enough, even the nicest person is going to get agitated and want to attack. And I think that's our mindset as blacks right now. We're frustrated, we're upset, we're tired of being poked at. When I just think about this brutality that the police are doing, I call them punks. I feel like people are becoming police officers for the wrong reasons. You know, back in the day when I thought of police officer, we thought he was just this big macho guy. He was, you know, just a strong man. And really, truly now, these guys are taking advantage of their authorities. Their authority. And you're punks. I'm sorry, I have no other way other to say it, but you're just a punk. You know, I feel like these guys, these people they were the unpopular kids at school. You know, or this guy here, he didn't get the girl. You know, so you put the shield on. You want to be a police officer to give you some sense of authority because you had none growing up. Now you know, right? If I got the shield on, you can't touch me. You know, so it's just frustrating, man. And I'm not really sure what needs to be done to change the police brutality. I said the police officers need to change their ways of how they go about the hiring process, and it needs to. I know you have to have a degree. It needs to be more, and you need to have some sort of physical background because I mean, you look at some of these police officers, it's like, why are you even a police officer? Why are you're not even ready for if something really breaks down? That's why you grabbing your pistol. That's why you grabbing your pistol. You know, you'll handcuff a man and then beat on him. He's defenseless. How does that make you a man? How do you feel good about yourself? You know, so it's like that's why you're a punk to me. You're taking advantage of a helpless person. You know, a defenseless person. You know, so I don't know how to categorize it other than just saying you guys, every police officer that have police brutalize a person, anybody, whether it's seen or unseen, you are a punk to me. You are a coward. You know, because take the shield off, are you that same person? Take the shield off, are you that same person? You know, so with everything going on though, my black people, man, I love it. You know, I love the fact that we come together all across the world to protest. And I understand what we are as blacks. We're frustrated. We're upset. And I feel like it's a shame that we have to promote to violence just to be heard. Just to be heard. Just to be heard. Why do we have to act the way they think we are anyway? For them to hear us. You know, so again, change does need to come, but my change is not necessarily with the police department, man. It's with the laws. It's about this Declaration of Independence. It's about this. When they wrote that, who was sitting at the table? We were still enslaved. So that document does not apply to us. All those important artifacts that we put on display, they just don't apply to us as blacks because we were slaves. We didn't have an opinion. We didn't have to say so. So, to my opinion, if we really want to create change, we got to go back to the papers, where all sit down and pull it back out and say that does not apply to us. Put some black people at that table. That does not apply to us. This does not apply to us. This needs to be rewrote because we are part of this country. and everything needs to be on a same scale, same plate for white, blacks. So that's me. That's my thoughts on it. You know, when you sat down, who created the rules of the system? It wasn't us. So we're already at a disadvantage. We're already at a disadvantage. They accept us in this world. That's it. In this country, they just accept us. And so I think for us to create positive change and really see the change that what we want, we need to go get the documents and pull them and rip them up and rewrite them. And rewrite it with some black people sitting at the table signing off on it.